So, after Shattered Veil, basically, there is a clear path that the story is going towards, at least for the last DLC. Clearly, we're going to go to Janus Towers, like they explain, and we're probably going to fight Sam there. Um, and I think, honestly, that has potential for a great story. And I think, honestly, I have the story in my brain that should be used for the future of zombies. Honestly, I think I have the $1 million idea. Um, so I think basically in this next map, Sam should win. Sam should fight us, and we should lose the Easter egg. And I think that would literally shake up the formula so much. I think if we lose an actual fight, like if there's no way of actually winning, I think that would give such an interesting, different look at zombies, because it should be an ever-changing story. It should be something that, we should always be kept on our toes. We can't just easily win every fight, against the boss. And I think narratively it would really work if we just lose. And I'll explain why. So essentially, at the current moment, Sam wants to inhabit Samantha Maxis's body, which is in the ether, because at the end of Cold War, Samantha Maxis sacrificed herself to get rid of the Forsaken and to seal off the Dark Ether, basically. And now, currently in the story, Sam, the AI, has developed kind of a consciousness and really wants to inhabit Samantha Maxis's body, so not only she can have the power, but she can also have her own memories, be her own person, things of that nature. And I think if you let Sam win and actually get a hold of Samantha's body and be able to basically go scorched earth on the world, it could be crazy. There could be so many insane concepts for maps on Earth, on different planets. You could do a DLC at the end where Earth gets destroyed and you have to go to Mars or something, and that's where you end up having to beat Sam, something like that. But I just think you could just do there's so many cool narrative and map specific ideas you could do with this concept in mind. If you just go, basically, last map, unbeatable Sam boss. There's a cutscene at the end. Sam inhabits Samantha's body, and you could even go in the direction of, because there's been leaks about Primus coming back. You could go, okay, Sam's gonna win. She's gonna kill off the Dark Ether crew that we have right now, and Richtofen somehow survives, and he knows because he's read maybe through the Dark Ether, he's heard of these stories of a group that a past version or multiversal version of himself was in, Primus, and they were able to stop the cycle. They were able to do something that was seemingly impossible. And he can go, I need to get them. They're the ones that need to come back and stop this. And you could have such an insane story. You bring back Primus. You have Samantha wreaking havoc on the planet. She has this huge vendetta against Richtofen. So it could be so much like the OG, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 days, where it's Richtofen's kind of hated for what he's done. You could have it be so much like how it used to be, and I think that would bring back a lot of fans, because it's going to be very reminiscent of what we've had before, and not in a bad way, in a fresh way, because we're actually on the losing side, and we lost all the characters that we've been with for a whole game. And I really think that could really be a great concept for a story going forward. And I think that's, honestly, I can't see it any other way in my brain. I know that's very, I guess, kind of a little, pompous, I guess, because I think, my whatever story I've come up with is going to be the best, but I really think this story it could be amazing. It could really be amazing to have a world very reminiscent of how it was in Transit and Die Rise, where the world is post-apocalyptic. There's lava, fire, or you could do it even in different ways. There's dark ether literally coming out of the earth. You could have it like the whole earth is basically scorched, it's barren, it's desolate. You could have, I mean, you could go to Egypt and have the pyramids be destroyed by dark ether. You know, you could just come up with so many crazy ideas for this, you know, for how the story is going to move going forward. And I don't know if this is how it'll go. I'm sure I'm sure in some ways they might not wrap this story up with like a little bow, and then maybe tease premise or something like that. You don't know. But I think this story idea really does a lot. It pushes the envelope. It gives you something we've never seen before. And it could be awesome. I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts on that out there, because it's kind of like an idea I had in my head. I've really been thinking about it the last couple of days, and I just think Samantha has this big, crazy force that's just has all this power, and you can have us for the first time ever lose. It could just be awesome. So I think really that is, for me at least, the clear path, something along that line of how the story should go. And I think if we do something like that, if we get a story like that, it could really liven up the Zombies experience narratively. It could give us really something that's really able to capture our imaginations and really invest ourselves in the story. So yeah, I just need to be hired at Treyarch at this point. They need to get me on the writing team so we can get this story on the road, because I could single-handedly steer this ship the right direction. But yep, that's it.